Hello. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 254, where I am talking with you, obviously, about all of the money and sales and why it's really important for us to rewire and change our relationship, our associations with that dreaded S word. So I have a question for you to ask yourself first and foremost. Number one, do you want to make money? Do you want to make money online? That's another question. I have many questions to ask you. Do you want to make money? Do you want to make money online? Do you want to make money by hopping on the phone with someone? Do you want to make money by posting up things, putting in a call to action, getting them over to a sales page? Do you want to have a business? Because if you do, then you have to make sales. Now, I know that sometimes it can feel icky. I know sometimes it can maybe feel like awkward and whatever. But here's the thing. I was chatting with a lady today, and one of the really big things that I said to her, like, she was talking about this movement that she wants to create, the way that she wants to kind of add something new and really important into her industry. And I said, well, like, you've really got to become a fierce advocate for what it is that you're doing. Now, the question that I'll ask you is, are you willing to become a fierce advocate for what you need to do and what you want to do within your industry? Do you want to become a fierce advocate for your audience? Do you want to become a fierce advocate for the things that you really stand for, the things that you stand against, the things that you know are really, truly important? And if the answer is yes to any of this, then guess what? You need to get out of your own damn way and you need to be able to make sales. So the process for making sales, well, first of all, is that we've got to reconcile that if you are not making an offer, if you're not saying, hey, if you really love this and you can come and work with me, by the way, Queen of the motherfucking internet, the pre-work has dropped yesterday, and we are delivering the first live module on Monday. If you shouldn't be in it, you should be in it. www.nicolamoras.com.au/internet. And now we'll return to your regular scheduled programming. The thing that we've got to be clear on is that if you're not making money, you actually don't have a business. Now, it sounds really obvious, right? But if you're not offering things for sale, then people have no way of giving you money, which means you don't have a business, you just have a hobby. You're just going out and doing this stuff, then, you've got to get money in return. If you go and write a book, so I think that the interesting thing is, like, if you go write a book and you say, hey, you can buy my book, it's really amazing, $29.95 from all of the amazing retailers around the world, then that seems to be one thing, and most people can reconcile the challenge within making a sale of an actual product. Like, you want something, you give me money, and then I give you the coffee cup. Like that, it is a transaction, like going to Coles. But I suppose a lot of the people that I work with, most of them are already experienced in what it is that they're doing, and now that they're looking to transition and make it in their own business, or they're wanting to scale up their business. And usually that means that you're starting to now sell you, right? Your service, your knowledge, your insights, your coaching, your mentoring, your whatever it is that you're doing, your support. And I guess this is where, and it was an interesting observation that my client made this morning, where she said, I'm really confident in doing what I do, but I'm a little less certain when it comes to the value of me putting myself out there. And so the thing that I really would encourage you to do is, like, how can you create that certainty? How can you find that certainty? How can you find the similarities between perhaps you doing what it is that you're doing here and then see how that translates into what you're doing now? So one of the things that I usually get my clients to do in terms of finding of the value exercise for yourself, first and foremost, is to go back and take a look at your experience. Because your people aren't just buying the knowledge, the widget, the thing, the coffee cup. Like, they're not buying that. They're actually buying, hey, Sean's watching me, Tiana. Hi, Sean. It's really funny. Tiana's sitting on the couch just over here, like laughing at you, just so you know. How do you know we're live? Hey, Karen, good to see you. So I guess, like, how can we reconcile this value? And there's got to be a transition of value, right? It's like a flow-on value effect. So people aren't only buying, is what I was saying, they're not only buying the things. So in my world, a lot of the stuff that I'll teach is like how to create content, how to put that out there, how to be seen, how to be visible, obviously, and then how to make money. Now, I know that people don't just buy the content map, right? Or the structure that I teach you with how you can think and how you can really create your own unique intellectual property that demonstrates and brings people through a process. You know, it's not just about that. It's also about the years that I've had in sales since I was, my first job. I was an Avon person. I was thinking about this last night. My first job, a self-created job, was an Avon person in our country area. I'd make my parents drive me around, or I asked them to drive me around and do that. And then it just sort of like transitioned from there. But being in sales for most of my life, doing all of this stuff, being the person who's always trying to find the way forward, like looking for ways to make money. You've got all of that. You've got all of my corporate experience. You've got the experience in this business in online businesses for over a decade, actually. So there's all of these different things that come into the way, like for you as well, like with what you're doing now, you are the sum of all of your experiences. I think it's really interesting, like when you're selling a book or a widget or a thing, we don't seem to have that thing. Like we often feel like it has the value, the intrinsic value as a standalone thing, where what I really want you to think about is, well, the value in a service-based business is actually the sum of all of your experience, your knowledge, your failures, your successes, and your clients' successes and failures as well, actually. And that's where the value is, right? It's in your ability to discern what's really going on and then help move people forward, help progress people forward. So that's that. But the other interesting thing that I think, once you can then see the value really in what you're doing, and either how much time you can save people, how much money you can save people, how much joy you can help them bring to their lives, like that stuff is really invaluable and immeasurable. So the sales process I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today. So in any sales process, whether you're writing a sales page, this isn't a formula for sales pages, by the way, but just so that you know, in terms of a sales page, whether you're selling online, whether you're selling in person, whether you're selling on a live stream, the process is the same. And the first thing that you really need to do is establish the gap between where people are and where they want to be. So the way that we can do that is we can step in with our known knowledge about our audience, particularly if it's online. If it's offline, either it's, hey Jess, if we're in a coffee shop or we're on the phone, we ask questions. So if it's a live transaction, you ask questions. So like, where are your biggest blocks right now? What are your challenges? What's going on in your world? Why aren't you where you want to be yet?
She called us.
Now for me, pardon? Great. My God, my daughter is just interrupting me while I'm completely in flow zone, and it's just really irritating. Be quiet, Tiana. So, you guys, oh my gosh, anyone want an 18-year-old daughter? Just checking. So we need to find out, either if you already know, then you go and talk about it in a post or in a sales page. And if you don't know, then you need to ask. For my audience, I know that there is this fear of putting themselves out there and getting it wrong. There's fear around what their peers may or may not say. They're worried about lack of engagement. They're worried about, they're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, confused. They don't know how to differentiate themselves. They often have writer's block or like live stream video blocks. Like they can just get really caught up in, and the fear around them not adding value, right? And then the fear of that not then translating into dollars and sales and clients. So there's all of these sets of challenges that come in. Then I know, and if I'm talking to someone, I'll always say, like, so where do you want to be? What do you want to do? And they'll inadvertently say, well, I want to make more money. I want more clients. And then the next thing here is like, whenever your people are giving you those really quick, surefire answers, it's your job then to drill down. Okay, so what would that mean for you? Well, I've got more choice, more freedom, more flexibility. I can work from wherever. I'll be happy. I'm feeling like I'm doing my life's work. I can then become iconic. I feel confident. I'm happy. I'm feeling aligned. I'm excited. I feel like I'm living and working my purpose every day. That's usually what my people say in one way, shape, or form. My people, my audience. So in a sales page, we've got to show them that like the problems that they're facing right now and how your thing is going to help bridge that gap so that they can get what it is that they want. So I call this Gavin. So this is where like we're really like it's a big V, right? And we've got all the sad faces on one side, we've got all the happy faces on the other side. So once you've worked that out, then it's like, well, like my queen of the motherfucking internet, for instance, takes you from being slapshod, discombobulated, confused, overwhelmed, stuck with how to create content to feeling like you're on fire, you're unique, you're different, you're confident, you're able to share things with certainty so that you can get more clients, make more money, and experience that freedom, flexibility lifestyle that you really want. So that's how I would do it with Queen of the motherfucking internet. How do you do it with your stuff? You've got to be really clear on what their problems are, what their goals, dreams, and desires are, and that your product or service, well, I don't know why I said product, and why your service, why your program or your course or your workshop or your event or your live stream or your masterclass, whatever it is that you're doing, has to take them, has to provide a transformation. And that journey is the transformation over into what it is that they want. I trust that this makes sense. So your job online is to be able to demonstrate that. Now, we don't always want to be saying, hey, if you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed and frustrated and you want to feel free and like you've got choice and you've got flexibility, then hey, buy my stuff, because, you know, boring. But we can tell stories that help to capture those feelings on the sad side, and then stories to capture the feelings on the right-hand side. Okay, we can share images that show people progressing over to the right. We can share, I don't know if that, I think that might be mirrored, but you get the point, right? It's like moving from the left, which is the sad faces, to the right, which is the happy faces. We're always, you know, moving to the right is the future, right? We don't want to do it the other way around. So it's always sad faces on the left, happy faces on the right, just so you're aware. So once you've got that there, then there's all these different creative ways that we can start sharing with people and talking to people about what they can get. One of the big key things that I'm talking about at the moment is taking people from dreaming about that really amazing business that they can have and helping them step into their rock star status so that they can become the rock stars of their industry and then really step into being iconic, being remembered, recognized, seen, visible, heard, valued, appreciated, cheered on, all of that kind of thing. So how do you demonstrate that for you? They're images, text posts, stories, live streams, imagery. There's so many different things that you can do to show that demonstration. Testimonials actually share that as well. So there's some testimonials that I've put up recently over the last couple of days about the event from the weekend. And one of the things that Tess said, let me just bring it up because I want to get this right. I'm not going to like vomit it up because that would be really rank, but I will bring it up on my computer and I'll read it out. So this is probably one of the easiest ways of explaining like the transformation that we went through last weekend, which was just so amazing, actually. Gosh, the internet's slow. Okay, so Tess said, I came in feeling like I had a scatterbomb approach to content creation, right? So problem, scatterbomb approach to content creation. Come away with a sense of strategy, how to frame my thoughts, what fits with my mission and my brand, right? So you want testimonials, when you're asking for testimonials, you want it to go from over here to over here. Something that Gerda said, struggling to get clarity around how to position. She wants maximum exposure, impact, and value, right? So here to here. Charlie said that she felt stuck in a shit puddle. This is the most descriptive one ever. I like it. I love it. So stuck in a shit puddle of fear and confusion, playing small and hiding my truth, to now being able to bring out the truth, squash self-doubt, and empower myself with an amazing process, right? So when we're able to show that, and then Kelly feeling deflated because wasn't trusting the process, and she came out of the event with clarity and support and so much more. So in our sales pages, in our testimonials, in our imageries, in our live streams, in our, definitely in the posts that you put up, it's really important to share that information. Now, in a sales conversation, the next logical step is to say, like in person or on the phone, the next thing would be like, well, have you got questions for me? What would you like to do about this? And they will usually say, oh, wow, can you really help me go from here to here? Like, can you really help me get that? Can you really help me stop this? Your job then, if you can, is to say, yes. And then they will say, oh, can you tell me more about that? Or you might say, I can share more about that if you'd like. And then that's the invitation then to step into actually talking about what they can buy from you or what their next steps are with you. Now, one of the things that I said to this lady this morning, the pieces of advice I gave, was we've got to detach from the emotion of sales. Okay, the word sales is fraught with centuries old stigma and ickiness and whatever, and we've really got to let that go, right? That this fear of sales is not serving you. This fear of not knowing what to say, this worry that it's going to feel icky, this worry that the person on the other side is going to feel like, whoa, like a good salesperson will just be leading somebody through a natural conversation, not dissimilar to perhaps in a therapy session or in a coaching session, or when you go into a hairdresser's and they're asking you, so what don't you like about your hair right now? What would you like to do about your hair? How do you want it to be? Okay, this is a process that we can do. Like, does that fit with what you want? It's more of a consultative process, right? Versus a buy my shit thing. Yeah. There's got to be value in there as well. And the way we can demonstrate value is by helping them see the progression. Now, if I'm not interested in buying, then that is great. I know that every single person that is either on a sales conversation with me in person or on the phone, I don't do them in person, or if they're reading a sales page or if they're listening to a blog that I'm talking about something, I know every single person will experience a transformation. They will experience a light bulb moment. They will experience an insight. They will get value every single time from me. And then they'll either choose to buy or not, right? So I know that some of you, it's really interesting, that some of you are a little bit maybe scared about what Queen of the motherfucking internet might be like and what it might be about. Because I'm quite like, this is going to be amazing. You guys need to do this. And I know that some people are just like, yeah, I don't think it's for me. Okay, great, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. Right? I'm not going to stop talking about it because I know that there will be some more people out there that would be like, oh my gosh, yes, I need to be in that right now. I need to learn how to articulate my own stance. I need to know how to stand out individually without maybe swearing or without wearing fishnets or without doing the song and dance of all the things, right? You want to do it in your way. And this is the big thing that I'm really, really passionate about, is empowering you to do it in your way, but we're still within a framework. And sales is the same. I want you to feel confident in your ability to make a sale in a way that makes sense, that still adds value to them. Hey, Amanda, this is for you. This live stream, actually. You inspired me this morning to share this. And so like we've just got to reconcile this. Like that this, if we don't let people know how they can work with us, they don't know how they can work with us. I want you to detach from this centuries old fear of making sales and asking for money, particularly for women, right? I think, and I know some men have problems with this. I've seen it a lot over the years, even in this world. But I know that for women, it seems to be a really big thing because we don't want to feel, to speak blanketly for all women, we don't want to feel like we're pushing an agenda, right? We don't want to feel like we're saying, hey, like this is really amazing, buy my shit. But if you don't believe that your stuff is amazing, and if you don't feel like you can go out there and confidently say, guys, I can absolutely take you out of the land of overwhelm and help you have clarity so that you can share your message with purpose. If you're not willing to be a fierce advocate for your stuff, for what you stand for what you're about, for your freaking programs, then your people are going to feel that. And you need to be able to demonstrate that both through your sales conversations you have on the phone or in person, as well as through your sales pages and as well as through your posts. So you just have to really detach from the emotion. And people will either say yes or they say no. When they say yes, we celebrate. When they say no, we celebrate, because that's one more no in the way, in one step closer to another yes. Okay? And that's just the way of how it all is. So I will be talking about sales naturally in Queen of the Motherfucking Internet. I will be talking about and teaching about both how you can make them online, how you can do them on the phone and things like that. It is a totally badass program. Pre-work has already gone live. It dropped in yesterday afternoon. We've got our live training that commences on Monday. We actually run for 6 weeks. So I think this is the longest program, one of the longest programs I've actually talked about and promoted this year. And it's been a really interesting thing to actually think about, because one of the reasons that I put it together is, number one, to really empower you to own your voice. Number two, it's so that you can really trust that the way that you're going to say things is the way that things need to be said. That I don't want you to filter your stuff. I just want you to be able to show up, feel confident showing up, and in whichever way, shape, or form that is. If you're naturally more of a serious, data-driven person, then that is freaking amazing. That's great. I love that shit. And I want you to feel like it's okay for you to be able to turn up online in a way that really advocates that and really shows that and demonstrates that. I don't need you or want you to try to show up like me or like anyone else, or like Amanda who's just commented, or like Jess who's turned up on here today. Right? This is not about trying to create carbon copy clones of other people. This is about you really developing and honing your ability to communicate authentically in an aligned way, while really trusting yourself that your audience will resonate with who you are and the way that you are and how you are. And if you're a bit more like a life of the party, then that's great. Go up and show up like that. If you're a bit more reserved, then that's great. Get out there and show up like that. But the fact of the matter is that you've got to show up. You've got to be willing to show up, because you can't sell a motherfucking secret. It is not humanly possible. All right? So that's that. That's some of the things that you'll be learning in Queen of the Motherfucking Internet. I have got I've just put the link in the comments below, so you can hop over there and have a look at that. If you've got any questions, feel free to message me or email me. You know where to find me. Meanwhile, get your ass out there. Have fun. Be amazing while you're doing it. Trust in yourself and your ability to communicate, and go be visible. Have fun doing it, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. My name's Nicola. I can't wait to see you in the Queen of the Motherfucking Internet, starting really right now, but launching out properly on Monday. Link is below. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.